This video will cover Linktree. So if you don't know what Linktree is, it's a website that gives you a unique link where you can just gather any link you want. So for example, a booking address, your socials, so Spotify, Instagram, SoundCloud. You can put some tracks, you can put some podcast, live streams, whatever you want. I use this link as some kind of website for me. I don't have any website for my artist project, so I will show you what I've put inside. Okay, first I want to show you how my Linktree looks like. Then I will show you how to set it up. There are many ways to build an effective and straight to the point Linktree. Linktree is an unique link, so this won't change. So first we have my profile picture, artist name, a couple of socials, so SoundCloud, Spotify, Instagram, and contact email, a booking button. When you click on it, it opens an email address, so my booking email address. I prefer to put this on top because Linktree is mainly used by professionals, like people working in labels, agencies, collectives, stuff like that. I want to talk to professionals with my Linktree, and I want to show that I am open to booking. That's my top priority, so I prefer to put that on top. Then second button is a next gigs button. When you click on it, it opens the Bands in Town smart link. We already covered that in the Bands in Town part. Then a category called music, where I put all of my tracks. So when you click on it, it opens a new Linktree. So as you can see, it's a Linktree called Oryman's Tracks. And here you can select your streaming platform. I have created a new Linktree with a new email address, so everything is completely free. I wanted to do that because I wanted to have all the streaming platforms, all the main streaming platforms at least, because I know that some people only use, for example, Deezer and Apple Music, and they are not on Spotify or they are not on SoundCloud. So I created this new Linktree, and then I linked a tracks playlist. So on my SoundCloud, I've created a tracks playlist with all of my tracks inside. Same for Spotify. Same for Deezer. And for Apple Music, I cannot create a playlist. You need to have a paid account to create playlists. So I just linked my artist profile. So for these three, SoundCloud, Spotify, Deezer, you don't need to have a paid account to create a playlist like that. So SoundCloud is very easy. We'll cover that in SoundCloud. Spotify, same. We will cover that in the Spotify part. And for Deezer, you can just create a free account, and then with a free account you can build this playlist. So you don't have to do the same as me, like it's very specific. Here you can just put like a Spotify playlist or SoundCloud playlist if you want. Then we have a link to my first EP. I've just written the name of the EP and then selected, which is the label, and it links to a tune links. Exactly same for my second EP, tune links link with all the links. Then a new category called sets. On this category, I have put two major live streams I've done. First this one, then second this one. It's to show promoters and professionals that I have done some major live streams and to show also my style, like the style of music I'm playing. It links to a podcast playlist on SoundCloud where I've listed all my major sets. I have selected an image, like a big image like this, because I wanted to highlight this. I will show you how to highlight one button. You can only highlight one button if you have a free version of Linktree. That's why I cannot really highlight the other buttons. Then last category is other. It's a category where I just put other stuff. So for example, an Instagram interview I've done for an electronic music media. My resident advisor page also can be interesting if people want to follow me, check on my gigs, etc. And a link to my label. That's all for my Linktree Outlook. Then I will cover how to set up everything. Just before that, I will show you where you can put your Linktree. You can put it on your Instagram. So here in your bio, you can put a link, a clickable link. I have chosen to put my website for these online courses, but before that, I was putting my Linktree. You can put more than one link. I prefer to stick to one link because I don't want to bother people with a lot of links. Whenever you put more links, it opens a new tab on Instagram, and then you have to choose the link you want to click. You need to know that every time you put a new step to reach a goal, people are more likely to just give up and just move on to something else. That's why I want to really be straight to the point. I want to have only one link. Same on Facebook. If you want to use Facebook, you can put the Linktree here as a website. Same on Bandcamp. You can put your Linktree link here as we covered on Bandcamp. And same on SoundCloud. You can put your Linktree here. So this is the edit page of a Linktree. We'll go step by step. So first you can upload a picture here by clicking on this. Then you can change your name and a short bio if you want. I prefer not to put bio because I want this to be very minimalistic. Then you can add these social icons. You can add more if you want here. Then if you want to add a button, you click here on add. So here you can just paste a link. So I will quickly show you an example with a music link. So I copy a track, then I put it here, add, paste. So it shows that it's a Spotify song. Here you can edit the title if you want. So you can put something like new track out, for example. Since it's a music link, you can click here. You can see that Linktree automatically synced other platforms. Linktree has found the track on all streaming platforms, which is pretty cool. You can click on this button, and then whenever people will click here, they will be able to select the platform they want, which is very nice because you only have to have a Spotify link, and then it will automatically scan all streaming platforms and then find them. And then people will be able to choose the platform that they want. If you don't want to have like a big tab like this, you can only click on go directly to URL. So when people click here, it will open the Spotify page. You can also enable an audio preview. So when people click here, you will have an audio preview enabled, which is pretty cool also because people can just check how your music sounds. And here you can have streaming services and the audio preview. So you can choose whatever you want. I prefer to go directly to URL. So I will show you how to create an email button, which is my button here for booking. So you click on add, then you click on contact, then email. Then you can write something like book me, for example. You can write your email. And then you can edit some stuff here. So open a new email in visitors email application, display your contact details, or let visitors submit a contact form, whatever you want. Then I already covered the other buttons. So next gig is the Bands in Town smart link. And then I recommend you to create categories like this. It's just for the design of the Linktree. It's less compact. It's more pleasant to read. So to create a category, you can just click on add, then text, then header here, and this will create a music header. Here the YouTube link of the live stream. I will just show you how to create this image. So you need to click here, and then you click on featured. So you can see that if you choose classic, it will be like a classic button. But if you click on featured, you can have the big image, which is pretty cool. For the rest, that's pretty much all. Then I will just show you how to edit the design of the Linktree. So you can go on design. So you can change the title color. You can choose some free templates here. Chosen the blur wallpaper, so it's just my profile picture but blur. You can change the button look. You can add some shadows behind the buttons if you want. Just to conclude a few words about the design, I prefer to put the socials on top. These are the most important stuff, and you want your Linktree to be a link to your music. I highly recommend to not put too much buttons. As you can see, I don't put my latest releases here. I just put a link to all of my tracks released. I don't want to create a new button every time I have a new release, especially if you release like every month, you need to think about updating your link tree all the time. It's pretty annoying. So I prefer to just put one link with all of my tracks. I see a lot of artists, even big artists, having link trees with like 30 buttons. It's very annoying. You are very lost and you don't want to stay that much time on the link trees. Also about music, I wanted to split my EPs and my tracks. So this is only my singles. And I wanted to have a specific button for my EPs. Just see your link tree as a website. Every time you will sign up to a new platform and they ask you for a website, you can just put the link tree link.